I want to bring your attention back to a quote at the very end of chapter 13 for just a second. I'm going to read it for you. It's at the very top of page 156 if you have this red book. It says, "How strange I thought to be involved in something that the whole nation considers among its 10 most important stories. If it's that important, you'd think someone would, or somebody would be able to do something to make the Central High students behave themselves. Is it that nobody cares, or that nobody knows what to do?" I think this is a really valid question for Melba to ask. It's really, really easy as you read this book to get the idea into your head that every white person in the South is evil or racist or bad or not Christian or just totally full of anger. Because of the traditions that they've had for a long time. And I think that this question that she's asking about whether or not anybody cares or whether they just don't know what to do is a really, really valid one. You're going to head into a section of the book here in just a bit where she starts becoming friends with one particular student who is white and is kind of sitting on a fence between worlds. It's a really interesting story, and I think as you examine prejudices and the people that hold them, it's important to remember that everybody has their prejudices, everybody has their areas of weakness, but that doesn't necessarily make all of them bad. When we examine the story of the civil rights movement, I find myself falling into the trap of saying, wow, all of the white people in the South were just vicious, nasty individuals with no redeeming qualities. And you see that, I think, in a lot of movies about the civil rights movement, where they're always hoity-toity, nasty, just horrible individuals. But I don't think that is entirely true. I think about my own flaws and the places where I am not perfect, and I think, man, I really hope that in the history of the world, that's not all people focus on with me. And I think I should probably give the same credit to the individuals in the South who were wrapped up in this tradition and didn't know what to do about it. Just as Melba is in this position where she's kind of stuck and doesn't know what to do, I feel like the white people are like that too. They, and maybe not all of them, but I would like to think that a good majority of them are just lost. They don't know how to make that change. I know I see that in myself on a personal level when I know I've done something that I shouldn't, or when I say things I shouldn't, or respond impulsively to something, and I think, man, I should just undo that. I should just go back and fix it. But then it's kind of awkward. Like, how do I apologize for something that quickly and save face? I don't know. It's a human flaw. Maybe you don't relate to that. Maybe you're better than me. I hope you're better than me. But I think that quote at least reminds me that I need to give the white people in Melba's community a little bit of slack, because this isn't any easier for them than it is for Melba to a degree. Now, they do have the power. They do have a position they have a voice in the community, but that doesn't necessarily mean that change comes overnight for them either. So consider that as we head into the end of the book, especially as we meet some pretty awesome or some characters, but one in particular that I think you'll really like.